He may disagree with a state that didn't vote for him, but should he be sending troops in? No.
You said he has other aims. What are the other aims?
The other aims are that he'd like to stop the elections in 2026 or, frankly, take control of those elections. He'll just claim that there's some problem with an election, and then he's got troops on the ground that can take control if, in fact, he's allowed to do this.
Are you talking about invasion? Are you talking about him suspending elections? Or is it your belief he's an authoritarian?
Look, I can tell you this. I built a Holocaust museum. I know what the history was of a constitutional republic being overturned after an election in 53 days. And I'm very, very concerned. We could talk about lots of authoritarian regimes in the world, but that just happens to be the one that I know. And I can tell you that the playbook is the same. It's thwart the media. It's create mayhem that requires military interdiction. These are things that happen throughout history, and Donald Trump is just following that playbook. He may disagree. He may disagree with state.
Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah, Ba'asham, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, Ezra Millstone, and sacrifice for doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Just the same thing continue, as watching we watching, and it just keeps getting more interesting, man. It's interesting to see how this all plays out, and what's been played out. It's the division amongst Esau, man. So let's grab that. This is on Mark. Gotta get the Mark. Mark 3 and 23. He called unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So what we're saying is really just the proof that this place is through. All right, we're seeing this division more and more, and not just the fact that, of course, it's been red versus blue, liberals versus conservatives. Now you have the leaders, all right, people that are so-called leaders of their regions or their states or whatever, basically having inciting words. All right, these different leaders are basically saying things to get the people on edge, to be prepared to fight, literally, physically, against this shit, man. Okay? And he used a word that's very important. He said invasion, talked about Trump invasion, in our own, but in their own land. That's prophecy. Let's finish this out. If house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rise against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. So we see that that division is getting more intense. All right, it's at the point of violence, man. All right, to say that this man is like Hitler, we know that's a soft spot for a lot of these people, man. To say this man is like Hitler, he's becoming a dictator or authoritarian. All right, I feel like I didn't say that right. It's a tongue twister to me. All right, that word is but nevertheless, we hear these things being said, which means what? That's going to arouse the people, man. All right, lead into prophecy, man. Because as the scriptures say, Isaiah 19, scriptures like this is going to be coming out almost every other day, at least once a week or something, man. Because this is simply the time we're in. And we see them going at it. All right, from the leaders of California. All right, so you had different, I believe it was representatives in Texas. These people are speaking against Trump. They're saying words of arousal for violence, We're here. This Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And that's just where we at. All right, so this World War III don't just happen. There's going to be even basically civil war, martial law, violence everywhere. It's a big free fall. Citizen versus citizen is going to be, it's about to get tight out here. So let's get the precept, man, because it explains it so well. It explains the free fall, why it says it like that, and that's Isaiah. Because it's basically telling you it's going to be everything, man. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men. This is word for sedition. And incitement, conduct, or speech, inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or a monarch. So to compare this man to the biggest villain in history, according to, the West, all right, that's getting the people in a certain mindset. All right, well, we got to fight so we don't become like, Z Germany, all right? For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. Look, so it's going to be that uprising, man. And the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. But what else is happening? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So citizen versus citizen, all right? Citizen versus is rulers. Country versus country. It's about to be just a violence out here, man. All right? Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. So in the midst of this sedition, this invading one another, like he said, he's going to have the troops ready to invade. All right, in the midst of that, you're going to have the civilians going at it because of resources being tight. Then you're going to have also happening, all right, World War III being prepared. We already got these different groups fighting, okay? We just had 2 veterans being carried out because they're saying that America's supporting genocide, talking about over in Palestine or Gaza or whatever. All right, and one of them was pretty decorated because I'm reading the comments. Somebody saying, "Oh, these guys may have false veil or whatever." Then he named him, said, what have you been under a rock?" And he named the guy that was carried out. I wish I had the clip queued up, then I would play it, but because it was a conversation between me and Elder Malcolm, I sent it. I'm not going to go to it just in case it shows his info. But yeah, I mean, you can look it up. Just type in 2 veterans carried out genocide, it'll show. Okay? So this place is fucking divided. These people are not agreeing with their rulers. And any moment, man. Verse 20, behold, said the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. Oh, you know what? Let me do it. Let me do something. Let me do something. Let me do something.
Do you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about AI, quantum computing.
Distinguished members of this committee, it is an honor to appear.
All right. Hang on just a second. Off
An
to,
obligation to the Constitution of the United States.
off to jail.
There's a genocide! There's a genocide! Stop!
And there's another angle you can see them actually being carried out. So this puts the American people, certain of them already against their leaders. His name is Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Aguilar. He has a former Green Beret, accusing lawmakers of complicity in genocide in Gaza. And the other one was former intelligence officer Captain Josephine. Ooh, that's a good one. Galabu. I don't know how to say that name. All right, condemning U.S. support for Israel. Aguilar, now whistleblower, previously exposed abuses at U.S.-funded Gaza aid distribution sites operated by the GHF under Israeli military oversight. He described the sites as designed death traps, alleging Israeli forces deliberately targeted starving civilians. Damn. Aguilar recounted the killing of a Palestinian child, Amir, whom he says was shot moments after receiving food aid. So yeah, these people are divided against each other, and their own people from their own military. All right, we see that we have these different leaders. All right, coming against the other leaders of the same country. This shit is over with. All right. They coming against them for the policies in America, coming against them for policies in the world. All right. So this stage is being set for this great just release of violence, man. This big free fall. Behold, said the Most High will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and like Banners to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Yahweh power. So this is our salvation, man. This is their judgment for touching us. We're watching everything that they basically stood for, democracy, united we stand, divided we fall, and that's a prophetic saying, actually. That's a spirit. I didn't even think about that just now to mention that. But yeah, it's all crumbling. It's showing that the democracy is bullshit. It's showing that this aid that America's providing is bullshit. Just everything. Their whole image is being destroyed, man. All right, so we almost out of here, brethren. Hopefully it's edifying, straight to the point. All praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Kakarash. Double honors to the apostles, those great millstone. And such as was doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, Abba, Baba.